You know, because it's hard. It's an indie film.
Mm-hmm.
We're funding it out of our own pockets, out of our own wages, out of our, you know, we're scraping that money together.
I suppose this is what kind of mean. Like, you know, when does it actually become, you know, when does it stop being commercially or, you know, financially viable?
When is it? Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's down to the project. It's down to the project. It's down to what's important to the individual creating it at the time, or the one who's in control at the time.
And also the commitment from other people.
Yeah, true. I have to really think about. You really have to think about that.
How committed are everyone else? Like to free up their
everyone
time.
else still be with
They believe in that project, like to get it off the ground. Sometimes you don't necessarily. Well, you need a lot of money, but not everything requires money. It's time. It's time. It's massively. So
my biggest worries for reshooting was in both scenes, because there's only two main scenes, were so many people that I'm not paying to be in a fucking room in a club that I don't want to be in again to shoot these bits. I'm thinking, fuck, we better get this done today. It was Trauma was saying. Sometimes if you want to do something with his production, you have to do it yourself rather than waiting on people and waiting on that. You have to just own it and do it yourself. And that's what it was. And at the time when I was writing, I didn't think when I read it back and I showed a few bits to a few people, I was surprised that it was working in that sense, because I'd wrote the short film To Live the Life in Space of Dave. It was cool, but it wasn't as intricate and it wasn't as serious as this. So I was surprised that it was getting that way, and I thought, if I can do this, sure I can do anything. And at that point in time in my life, 2 years ago, I thought that was the most off limits I thought life could be. Not as me thinking I'm brilliant, but I thought anyone could be brilliant. That was what I seriously thought. I thought, if you really want to do something, you can do absolutely anything.
With hindsight being 2020, inevitably, you know, if nothing else, it's a testament to all involved, everyone in this room, no less, you know, that when you had to reshoot, when we had to come back again,
we did have to do some things,
everyone turned up. Everyone was like, let's do it. No questions asked. No, oh my god, I've got to do that again. I've got to do
that might have gone through someone's mind. First off, I didn't play. There was a person I had in mind. He played the main villain in To Live the Life in the Space of a Day. We worked with him, Delhi. I thought he would have been perfect for the role, but it seems like everybody was getting involved with this film was having babies. So he had a baby on the way, so we couldn't really force that time on him for that. So and we'd already set up times for the locations and all that kind of stuff, so we had to go. So there was little choice we had. There was one other person Delhi put onto us, but he had commitments as well, so there's only other person that could play it was me. So which wasn't ideal, but I played a character called Eamon White. Now Eamon White is like a spin-off of Damon Black. Damon Black was the main villain in the short film that we worked together on before. So he's and basically that Damon Black, like Eamon White, was a person that was a money maker, which is a person who always got out of a jam, who always knew how to make money. So he's a banker. So he's a banker, but basically his story within the money chapter is that he made one too many risks. Maybe screwed over one too many people, who knows, but either way he's in a real tight jam, probably the worst jam he's been in, and he's got to think of another trick, and he's trying to look for another chance, another way in, another little slight door opening so he can get another trick so he can get back on the road and do it again. So during the first side of his song, the first song, True Wealth, he's trying to find a new trick to get his money back. But at the end of that song, he kind of realizes, what am I chasing? What am I in this rat race for? What am I doing it for? When he's seeing all these other people in there with other problems and whatever, especially Dan's character, Ige. And then for the second chapter, he's sort of like going through this notion of, there's got to be something else besides this. I'm addicted to the pursuits of money, you know, the trappings that brings. So there's got to be something else. So in his second side, his realization side, his satisfaction side, he tries to find something else. He is a person who had to change or had to look at stuff from a different perspective. a person like any other that makes mistakes, who isn't perfect and can get tunnel vision about something. Yeah. So I think that's the closest it gets, because I'm not really a very money. I don't value money as highly as I possibly should. I waste it like no one's business, or I need to have it. And I know it gets things done. I know it gets things done, and I'm not ignorant to that fact. I know it gets things done, but I do not. I'm so against chasing it. I'm so against being controlled by it, even though I know it gets stuff done. So, but I do understand how people get to that stage, and I know lots of people who have been down those roads. So I kind of took similarities from people I know and things I've seen to write that character, to get somebody that sort of is like that, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
What are the differences? Where would you say you differ from him? Where would you say that you, like, there are things that your character has either done in the past or does, is questionable through his,
I probably wouldn't be as, I can't see myself being a person that would be so money motivated and be be able to create money and create a trick and get money out of the door just like that. I probably, yeah, that's probably what I say the main difference is. I couldn't see myself as a person that could just quickly come up with an idea and sort myself out.
Wants to see the end product, It's like, even when me and Tony were, and to be honest with you, this movie was a series of drunken conversations with me and Tony in the pub. Don't get it wrong. It was.
You heard it first. You were at the whims of the drunken.
The challenge in terms of relating was probably the part where he was trying to figure out, how am I going to get this deal sorted? Yeah. And the only way to do that was to channel and think about other people that I've seen that have been trying to hustle money and X, Y, Z to try and get money together to do something. So I had to put myself, I know that person quite well. I know that person quite well. I need to follow how their mannerisms were, how they behaved, to follow them and how they did it. And if I was able to, put that across, then the character worked how I wrote him. Yeah.
Even when me and Tony were scouting for places for the interrogation room, and we're looking at all these different places and stuff like that, and then we're looking at the budget, 200 quid, 300 quid there. I was like, I'll just clear my face and I'll do it down there. At the end of the day, it's such because you two have to be down there for so long.
I need time.
It's time conscious in the way I looked at it was, it's time conscious to be in that club on a Sunday, 2 or 3 days, and after that it's gone. So you've got to get everything in there. You can't have that same pressure in the interrogation room.
I feel I communicate via text too much. Yeah, at work, emails, or via WhatsApp or by text message, because I tend to get quite attached emotionally to certain things, and if I feel something, then I fucking rant and I rant and I rant. Yeah, so those rants are viewed on text messages and through through very very politically correctly in work emails as well. Yeah, and all kinds of ways like that. So I do that, but however, that is not. I am quite capable of communicating without that. So a lot of my communication comes from an out. I sort of help coach and train people from a day-to-day life. So a lot of my thing is verbal. So it would be a lot of face-to-face verbal, a lot of hand movements. I use hand movements a little bit too much, but I do a lot of verbal. So it's split in two. I would like a bit more verbal, and to be honest, I'd like to sit back a bit more and just watch, because sometimes the things where there's no verbal, there's no text, is just looking interactions and the stuff that you don't say. It means sometimes more than what you do. I mean, if I can get other people to see better perspectives or get the best out of themselves or whatever in any way, that makes me feel happier. So it kind of feels like it maybe in a selfish way, in a way as well. But if other people can not go through shit, then that's good. And if it helps me not go through shit, that's even better.